What's up, everyone? Hope you all doing good. Enjoying this week. Um, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, so do not base anything I say off of my videos. Make your own financial decisions. Do your own DD. Just pure entertainment purposes only for here. Um, you know, for a long, long time, I've talked about AMC being in this boring zone, and I hate to be like the guy that's like, I told you it was going to happen, and I don't want to be like that, but like here we are. You know what I mean? We talked about being in this $4 zone, bouncing up and down. Maybe once in a while getting crazy and getting up to 5 or 6. Obviously, they're not letting it go to 6 because recent news. I think most of you know by now. Good morning, Journey. How you doing, man? I think most of us know by now that $5.66 range. Adam Aaron had an interview. You can look it up. I don't remember who did the interview now. Um, Anyways, he just recently did an interview, talked about if you hit the $5.66 range, $5.66, a bunch of debt gets converted over. I want to say it's like $400 million worth of debt gets converted over. Considering the fact that in the last year we've paid almost $2 billion in debt. It's insane, So there's a lot of positivity that I can see as far as the play. Now, to be sitting at $4.20 or $4.24 to me, and the way the company's moving and things are going, it doesn't seem correct. Obviously, that's where it's placed at. That's where we're at. But you can look at a lot of things: debt being paid down. Um, Movies are more consistent now. The box office numbers are just insane. AMC alone is just crushing their numbers that they've done over previous years, and for the stock just to be sitting this low, I mean, everyone has their own assumption of what's going on. My belief is what it is. I think you already know. So, but that $5.66 range, we haven't been able to bounce out of this $4 range, like I've talked about being in the $4, maybe bouncing down to 380 and bouncing up to 6. We can't get up to 6 because once we hit $5.66, that debt gets converted over, um, and eventually it's going to hit that point. There's nothing they can do about it, in my opinion, my personal thoughts. It's going to happen. They're just kicking the can down the road as far as they can. And this is just all my personal opinion, not financial advice. But I do believe coming soon. And this is what I've said for a long time. I thought we would be in this $4, $5 range until Q4. I think the holiday season is going to bring us up to that range, and that's just my personal thought. Like I said, I think that the numbers are going to be too strong. The algorithm and my personal thoughts kind of correlate with how the business goes. They can suppress things by, dark pool orders being held and buy orders being held and obviously sell orders being released to the New York Stock Exchange. So, if you suppress the buy orders, release the sell orders, but there's only so much you can do. At some point, it's just going to happen. I believe, there. If I'm a short and I have, on the other side, you got to look at just the hope that if we can kick this can down further down the road, something will happen. Something will kick it out. Oh my God, streaming, please take it out. There is enough people in the world for streaming, for theaters, for plays. People still go to plays. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to end. Theaters are not going away. It's just a successful, proven business. People just go to the movies. That's what they do. Um, there's gonna be a lot of hatred, a lot of FUD, a lot of bad things, but to be honest, none of it. I think if you've been here this long and you've been invested in this company and AMC this long, I don't think it's gonna affect you at this point. There is gonna be things that they'll probably come out with that kind of, oh my God, startle you a little bit. But for me, I just try to keep my wits about me. Um, Same with FOMO. Like there could be something that you FOMO one day and you're thinking, oh my God, this is it. And you see it a lot with YouTubers and just the community as well. There's good news coming down the road, and then next thing you know, everyone's like, this is it, we're gonna squeeze. Or the chart shows there's no way, it's inevitable we hit this point. And I think at this point we realize that nothing's impossible, that they can control the price. Um, and I think most of us realize that it's just kicking the can down the road till it can't no more. I'm just here till it just can't happen, till it's end. Now, and I've said this a million times as well. If there's no squeeze on the table and they completely take the squeeze off, et cetera, and then even if there was, if we're just completely wrong and there's no manipulation and we're just sounding crazy, and then the people behind the scenes are like, what are they talking about? We're not manipulating it. So if that is, if that's the case, which I'm saying it's not possible, anything's possible. But if that is the case, then I'm still here for the long term hold, averaging down. Um, I just don't believe, in my personal thoughts, the AMC should be or will be sitting at $4 in the next year. You know what I mean? But if it is, then I buy and hold longer, just like any other stock. Um, Especially a stock that I believe that it would be one thing if the business was crumbling, um, but it's going upwards. They're paying off debt. New movies are coming out. New business ventures are bringing in money. They've got a lot of ways to bring in income right now. A lot of things happening. So a lot of good things to look at. Obviously, the price doesn't reflect the good things. So, we get out of this $4 range. But for me personally, it's still a good time for me to buy and hold. I just wish I had a lot more money to where I would just feel comfortable dumping in like 100 grand. Like, bam, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't invest more than I'm willing to lose. I don't think you should either. I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't know. You make your own decisions. But I do believe that if I had that amount of money just to dump in here, my God, man. But what I do is I invest what I can and what I'm willing to lose, and there is always that possibility. Like I think everyone's aware of that. But I don't know, man. I've just said it over and over and over. We're bouncing around that range I thought we'd be bouncing around at. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Obviously, the ups aren't surpassing $5.66. They don't even want to get it close to that. So that's why we've been at the lower fours. And about a week and a half ago, everyone's talking about it was over. It's going to go down to $2. I heard someone saying that we're going to go down to a penny stock, and um, there's always a little extra. So when people say it's going to go down to zero, we might have a dip, but it's not going to do that. When people say we're going to the moon, we might go up to $5. It's not going to the moon. You just got to keep level headed, do your own DD, and you'll be able to make your own decisions on this. For me personally, my thoughts are, um, I hold until I find a number that I feel comfortable selling with, and things change throughout time. So yeah, in the beginning we were talking 10, 20K a share, and then it got to the point where there was people saying 100K a share, and then now it's to the point where people are saying if I can just get to $15 a share. For me personally, I'm still looking for a pop, a squeeze. I don't think it's going to get nowhere near 10K a share. It would be dope if it did. Nothing's impossible. But I do think, I'm just holding until we get. It's hard to say numbers because you say numbers and everyone attacks you like, oh, it ain't going to no 3,000. Let's get past $5 first, and I get that too. You don't want to send hopium and all that, but I just from my personal DD thoughts opinion, I definitely would hold. If we got to $50, $60, $70, it's still not a sell point for me. Obviously, you can hold the right to reserve the right to change your mind if something's going on and you say, "Oh my God, there's no way we're going to get past $30," and you're sitting at 28. Then hey, you make your decision at that point. So much going on in this play, though. There's so much stuff in the background that I don't know, just a lot. But yeah, box office numbers are huge. I think Adam Aaron said had to put things into perspective, if you took every Major League Baseball game, every NFL game, every soccer game that's been played in the past year, all the ticket sales combined is like what 1/6 or 1/5 of the amount of tickets that have been sold to AMC theaters. So billions of people going in, money's turning. They've used a lot of money to upgrade theaters, start new business ventures. Those things take time to get rolling. Now that those things are going to get rolling, the theaters are going to be more, up to date. It'll be a long time before they upgrade again. You've got the debt getting paid down. You've got debt restructures out 5 more years. I might misquote some of these things, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people will say, well, the debt got restructured, but in a few years you're screwed again. Well, that's just how businesses work. I mean, you get a loan, and I can guarantee you almost every major company out there in the world that runs corporate offices that has hundreds of employees is in debt. This is how it works. I don't know. This is how it works. I don't make the rules. I don't understand why, how. I can't give you the logistics of it all, but I can tell you this: that look up almost all your favorite companies. I can guarantee they're in debt. Almost. Well, I can't guarantee nothing. I'm not trying to guarantee. I hate when I say that word. There's no guarantees. But for most companies, um, I'm just off the top of my head guessing. I would say 9 out of 10 are in debt. So yeah, there's a lot that was said. We talked about this $5.66 range a while back. Um, I think more and more people it's coming to light. And that's the thing is there's always something that pops up, something new that we're like, oh my god, I didn't know that. So I'm sure there's more things right now that we don't know about in the background that are like, okay, we'll find out eventually. It's going to be huge. It'll be big things. Um, for me, like I said, I like the company. I like the stock. I'm going to continue to buy and hold. I'm buying AMC. I'm buying GME. There's other stocks to jump in and out of. Right now, I like ZK. It had a nice little peak a while back. It looks like it's kind of on the downtrend right now, but I do like to buy and hold that one. And like I said, certain plays like that are not short squeezes. I don't believe they're just long term holds. So there's other plays in the market. A lot of people think that just because you're invested in AMC, you're a one trick pony. And maybe some of you are. I'm not here to judge you. You do what you want because if you have the conviction and the faith that's all you need, then that's all you need. You make your own financial decisions. Me, I like to play around in the market. I like to have some wild cards. I like to have some blue chips, some things to maintain for the future. ETFs and funds, of course. I like to have those as well. But I contribute on a daily basis to AMC and GME. I contribute to on a weekly basis to the others. So I don't know. Uh, so what we got going on. But Donkey Kong, what up? What up? I said top of the morning to you, laddie. At first, I thought he said top of the morning, lady. Top of the morning, lads. Lovely sack of potatoes you got there. David says I'm buying hold. What's up, man? Salute. Um, but Donkey Kong, DJT. You know what? DJT has been one of those ones that's a love-hate relationship. I get in, I get out, I get in, and I get out. Every time I get in at like a low peak, and I get out. I don't know what it is. I always get out right before a big run up. I always make a little bit of profit, but it's one of those ones that's like I can't look back too much because it beat myself up. But there's been plenty of times where I've got out of DJT, with a nice little profit, and then I turn around and look, and it's up like 25%. I'm like, God dang, what happened? Yep, Donkey Kong says always buy the dip. It's so tasty. Vinny Mac 330 said Adam said a lot of shit. I met the guy. He said shorts will eventually have to cover. And I believe that's true too. I mean, at some point, not only cover but close the position. Because I think a lot of times what people get confused about is, FUD. A lot of people come in with FUD and say, "Well, they've covered already," because they've got tactics where they can cover, but they're not closing their position. They're just they're covering, but then they're shorting it back down again. There's a lot behind the scenes that I don't even fully understand. I don't even care to fully understand. I just know what I believe, and hey, if I'm wrong, I can live with it. But I'd rather be wrong and not manipulated, and just find out I was dead wrong. And okay, well that sucks. But you hate to be into a play where it's just like, man, it ain't right. Where it just ain't right. You know what I mean? Like, just you gotta do the right thing. But Donkey Kong says it'll take him years to cover. The thing is like I said, covering and closing positions is two different things. But what I believe, and this is not financial advice again, just my personal thoughts. What I believe, um, at some point or another, we're gonna see a run up, and it's gonna have peaks and valleys and ups and downs. But I believe it's going to be somewhat like a Tesla type squeeze. But Donkey Kong says, "Look what happened to Tesla." Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I believe it's going to be something like that. In my personal thoughts, personal opinion, I think we run up, and this is pure speculation, but I think it could slowly start to drift up after, Q4 this year, and then we start going into Q1, Q2, Q3 of next year. I think you start seeing steady increases. You could see it lingering around $20, then dip down to 10, then up to $30, and dip down to 20. Eventually you start getting up there, in the hundreds, and fingers crossed, right? But and I know people will attack me when I start giving numbers. I'm not trying to give numbers. I'm just trying to give hypothetical situations that's similar to Tesla, like that. So Tesla had a long, long run, kind of dipped again, and then I bought back in, and now it's running again. I believe Tesla's also a good one, just because you know a lot of people can say bad things about it, but in the long run, the company is continuously developing new technology, new things, always in the news. Um, so that's just a whole different story. But I've made videos on them as well. I think it's a good investment for now. My personal thoughts. Yeah, Roaring Lion says expect the unexpected. Um, but I'm expecting the unexpected now. I'm expecting it. What do I do? Ah, my brain. Nah, I feel you, man, for sure. He says Major Moas. Oh yeah, that's a lot of zeros. Well, and anything's possible. I won't count anything out. You know what I mean? But you know, we just got at this point we just got to get past some things. I think a lot of it might depend on like a black swan event or just long term continuous growth of the company, which is technically happening now. I think it started months and months ago. The growth, going into COVID when everyone expected the AMC to kind of diminish, and that's when shorts really got heavy into it. They probably weren't wrong at the time. It looked like that type of deal, but we just live in a different era now. Times are different. Um, we're in a time where it's just a different era, man. It's not, like back in the day, you'd have to call a broker and they'd write it down and they would send it, this and that. We live in a moment where it's within 2 minutes, 2 seconds, you can send an order. You can have your stock in hand within seconds. Is it a real stock? That's debatable, but it's just a different era. So what they assumed would happen is the theater company would go out of business because of COVID. I think shortly after the restrictions of COVID, where people were starting to go back out, I believe that's when AMC already started kind of the growth back. It affected them big time, the writer's strike and stuff like that. Of course, that's the type of thing that's always going to happen. But COVID was just a whole different level of stuff. So after that, after all that, I think we just um, have steadily been getting into a better position. People won't believe it. People, I think people know it's been improving since 2020, 2021. Things have been just on the up and up. But there's just been a lot of negativity, and it's hard to believe that things are getting better when there's no movies coming out and this and that. But AMC went ahead and during that time and expanded their company. The popcorn thing, the distribution thing, the credit card deals, the candies, the snacks, the investments into HYMC. Uh, so many things they've done to set themselves up just to be beyond a movie theater. Um, so all those things were set up during the time of, oh my God, we're not making money in the theater. They didn't lay down and give up. They found other ways to make money. It carried them through. Now, I will say 100% in the investors, the retail investors carried them through COVID itself and continue to help as well. There's been a lot of things that just all tie in together that lead me to believe that we're just in the right space. We're in the right place. Um, it's just a matter of time. Not it's just a matter of time for me. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. But Donkey Kong says you can send an order, but they just give you an IOU, and I think that's the thing, man. It's that's the thing. That's when it all boils down to it. No matter what happens behind the scenes and this and that and blah 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 blah. I think the issue personally is the dark pools. Who invented dark pools? You know what I'm saying? That right there should let you know. Um, that's all it is. That's literally all it is, man. It's yeah, AMC merchandise too as well. That's true. Um, but that's what it boils down to. In my personal thoughts, my personal opinion, there's conflicts of interest as far as where the price is at and where it's going. Um, there's just several things, but when it really boils down to is real shares. Are you getting real shares when you order? It's up for debate. Yeah, I think a lot of people said that Adam Aaron was trying to bankrupt the company. I just don't see it. If he wanted to bankrupt the company, he would have bankrupted it. If he wanted to milk it for all it's worth and just squeeze the money out of our pockets as retail investors, there would have been more signs of it. There's going to be a lot of FUD, a lot of manipulation. Like I said, man, for me, I'm just here on the ride, the ups, the downs, um, just riding it out, see where it takes me. And I believe I'm on the good path. So I got to get going, man. I got to get one of the kids ready for school. Get on my grind, man. But I just want to jump in real quick and talk about a few things that were on my mind. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. When do you think we pass that $5.66 range? Me personally, I'm thinking um, right here at the end of Q4, we pass it. When that converts debt, everyone's going to spread FUD about that. There will be FUD about it. I don't know how they'll do it, but there will be FUD about it, and then they'll drop it back down, go back up, down, up, down. But I do believe, Q4 is going to be something to watch. My personal thoughts. Who knows? Might be nothing. I don't try to get excited over certain things because when you get excited, they let you back down. You get you got to kind of, like I said, maintain a level head. You can't get too excited. You can't get too down. Obviously, there's good things going on. It's good. But once you get yourself overhyped and then it doesn't happen, I've been in this play long enough, which I'm sure a lot of you have, where you've also seen where it's like, oh my God, there's no way we're on the threshold list and we're going to be rich. And oh my God, there's no way they can contain it. There's no way they can stop it. The cost of borrows over 1,000%. Oh my God, we're going to be rich. And then boom, they just drop it. So nothing's normal right now in this play, but eventually it'll have to, in my opinion, level out, become normal. And when I mean level out, I mean, meh, 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 meh. All right, man, I'm going to jump up out of here. Got to get the kids ready. Have a great day. Be blessed. Let's get rich soon. Peace.